Welcome back to Ice Apocalypse, and I'm just kidding. It's
been cold.
It's been real cold here.
Yeah.
We are filming this on the tail end of the iceness,
Yeah.
2026.
The ice that came through Texas.
Yeah, I mean, we had a decent little amount between Friday to Sunday.
So that's the thing. It wasn't like it was deep snow. It was
3.5 inches. It was twice what they expected. They were expecting 1.6 would be the high.
Okay.
And we ended up getting like 3.47.
Okay. But, I mean, even then, it was more like icy snow than it was actual, soft powder.
Well, that's the problem is it started raining and rained for a little bit and then froze while it was raining and then had sleet come down and had sleet and then had some snow on top of that. And so, while there was snow, there was all this other fun.
Compressed, icy.
And then what happens in Texas is it'll get 35 degrees and melt just a little bit and then go down to 12 at night.
Yeah.
And then so then it's just ice again.
Yeah.
Sure, Oklahoma too and all that fun stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't fun trying to get around at all. Like if you were trying to get out of the house and walk around or sled a little bit.
Yeah, it's really hard to walk. You needed to walk in grass and go heels in first. And you weren't just it's kind of, and we got stir crazy. What, did you get anything done over the 4 day? Well, you work from home, so you just, it's like another day, another dollar.
I was just working.
The girls just somehow wanted you more probably.
Yeah. Wait, we're not going to school. Why
is daddy working? Yeah.
This doesn't make sense. Yep.
Yeah, by the time I left today, I was happy to leave, and my wife was happy to see me go.
Yeah, this is the first day I'm getting out of the house today.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we went to Walmart yesterday.
Okay.
Just to walk around.
We went to Costco today to just get some supplies.
Yeah, just nothing in particular.
Yeah.
Just to get out of the house, right? Every now and again. But we did all the things. We cooked 4 different meals every single day and have so much meal prep done now. I have breakfast sandwiches for the next 60 days.
Oh, man.
Yeah, we did all the things. I did a turkey and 2 whole chickens. Roasted them while we were doing this. Yeah, I made a couple casseroles.
I forget what it's like to have that kind of free time.
I did more broth. Literally Monday, I spent the whole day sitting outside. It were Monday when it was not windy and the sun was hitting right there. It was perfect. I'm in a lawn chair. With just a short sleeve hoodie on, making broth. And I had my little chimney out there just doing fire. I was living my best life, man.
Yeah, I was on the opposite end of the spectrum. My wife and one of my daughters were having a 24-hour bug that they were throwing up. And so I was on taking care of everybody in the household. I had to take the day off work Monday to take care of the family. Yeah. So little opposite end of the spectrum in terms of having any free time to do anything.
Sorry, not sorry. Teach them how to make broth. I don't know what to tell you, man.
Teaching a 4-year-old and a 6-month-old to make broth.
Just throw things in the chimney. That could keep them occupied for hours. At least it could be at that age. Throw this in the fire, watch it burn. Wait till it's done. Do it again. Supervision. It's fine. No, I'm enjoying not having kids right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good.
Want kids? Sure. Am I going to enjoy it until they're here? Yep.
Enjoy the married life.
It's gonna.
Or it's just you guys for a little bit.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was good. Especially, it was fun Sunday. The freeze happened, and it's I'm just gonna sit here and watch football all day. They were great games.
Yeah, there were some good ones.
Yeah, I mean, Seahawks and Rams. I mean,
we knew that was going to be a good game to watch.
Yeah, it was a really good game. I think there was just a couple. I feel like there were a couple calls that I was like, "What are we doing?"
Yeah.
Going for it on 4th. I mean, I guess you can, but it was just you kind of have to at that point. But I think what the hard part is when they're going for it in that short, they go for it on 3rd and 4th. You could tell when they went for it on 3rd, they wanted to go to Devontae. But they went, I forget who they went to, but not Devontae or Puka. And then the 4th, they don't go to Devontae or Puka. And you're kind of when you have those 2 people out there, by that 4th down, you've got to force something to one of them. I'd rather see it intercepted than you try to go to some 4th string wide receiver that doesn't make it. Throw it at Puka and let him do something.
Well, they also have a really talented tight end room for the Rams. I mean, they have 3 guys that could be playing tight end on most teams. But, I mean, it was a great game. that one, we really thought whoever was going to win that game was probably going to be the team that ends up winning the Super Bowl. And between the games and looking to see like what team looked best, Seattle looks like they're the best going into the Super Bowl. I mean, with the Patriots, though, the Patriots ended up beating the Broncos. But that fourth quarter, actually last like quarter and a half, there was nothing that anybody could do. Like the field was frozen. People were slipping all over the place. It was so much snow that it looked like a pass could hardly be completed.
Oh, yeah. You couldn't see.
Yeah. So, I mean, the last quarter and a half of that game was...
There was no play in the ball.
tough to watch.
Yeah, it was, I mean, it's crazy how fast it goes. And, I mean, I think Stidham did... We had something last week. It's like Stidham...
He came out and had
he
a
earned
touchdown
himself,
on the first drive.
He earned himself an extension on his backup contract. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Yeah.
And people might be trying to pay him more this year because while he didn't look world-changing, he looked more than passable in the AFC Championship.
I mean, I think he's definitely a backup. I don't see...
No, I think he is a backup, but I think people will bid, hey, I'll give you 15 or, you know, depending on who they have. Like, he's a very high-end backup.
Okay.
Once again, it was one game. We have seen some people come out and play one game, and then you get them in 5, and you're like, Cooper Rush.
I mean, you've seen Huntley. Huntley ended up making like a Pro Bowl because of how long Lamar Jackson was out like a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And like he wouldn't be a person that anybody's really paying that big.
No. And so, you know, yeah, I don't think Stidham. I mean, but maybe he could do something. I don't know. That people would have said the same thing about Sam Darnold a couple years ago.
Yeah.
You know, when he had bounced around. Like, I think if you would have asked someone when he was on the Panthers and went to the, like, well, he's a backup. He's a really good backup, but he's a backup. Well, he's obviously a starting quarterback now.
Yeah. Like, I mean, obviously the Vikings completely changed his career trajectory, and him being with Seattle this year and them doing what they have been. I mean, he's looking like he's going to be a Super Bowl winning quarterback. We'll see what ends up happening. The Patriots, I think, are going to play him tough.
Yeah.
The lower scoring that game, the more I think it's in the favor of the Patriots. Because I don't think Patriots keep up in a shootout.
Yeah, I don't think so. Not with the Seattle's defensive line.
Yeah.
Like they're too. I mean, it's not the Legion of Boom, but like.
No, but this is probably their best defense since then.
Well, and so it's kind of you know it like as you look at the Super Bowl, it's kind of the story of quarterbacks and head coaches.
Yeah.
Like both of them. So what is it? Mike Vrabel's first year.
Yep.
Talk about an extension earned.
Oh,
they were not just bad last year; they were pathetic.
Yeah,
3 wins.
Yeah, I think they had like 3 or 4 wins.
It was. I mean, it was hard to watch for anyone. It just was not good football. It was sad, especially being the Patriots. It's one thing when you see the Browns do that, you're like, well, yeah. But when you're talking about the Patriots of 20 years dominating to just be,
and I mean,
sad.
It's the same quarterback. They brought in, you know, a new. They got a new running back, so added from Stevenson. They added Henderson.
Mm-hmm.
But
which of course Stevenson's been looking even better than he was in the last year.
Yeah, I think they added a couple defensive pieces this year, but really, the big change is Vrabel and Drake May being in his second year.
Yeah, and Drake May finally getting someone that can help him, right? And so I think like you obviously it's very much and. That's just crazy to come in your first year to take it. It's one thing if you take over like the Ravens or like, it's like, oh my gosh, if, you know, Joe Brady who just took over the Bills is like, goes to the playoffs next year. You're not going to be like, oh my God, he's amazing. You're like, okay.
But how many years has McDonald been?
This is his second year.
Yeah, I was going to say,
that's
it's
crazy.
not like he's been.
These are also brand new coach, brand new quarterback, basically. It's all first, he's 2 years coach, 1 year quarterback. The other one's 1 year coach, 2 year quarterback. Right?
Yeah.
And turned them around. No, they were not as sad as the Patriots were.
No.
But it was still pretty sad for the Seahawks.
Yeah, but they also had, you know, they had Lockett last year. They had DK Metcalf last year. You know, they had some more explosive options
and
on
they
offense.
got rid of those. Yeah. And then you're really seeing what Njigba can do.
Yeah. He was ready to break out. Like, you could tell it was a crowded wide receiver room, and they were probably forcing it to Metcalf more than they probably should have last year.
Because you have to keep him quiet.
And something I saw this week, is Geno Smith is the most, what was the phrasing? The most powerful quarterback in the league this year because he left Seattle and now they're looking to possibly win a Super Bowl. And he went to the Raiders, and the Raiders are now getting the first pick in the draft because of him.
So literally, the team he left became the best team, and the team he came to became the worst team.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's,
It's been a rough year for
Yeah, that's a fun... Well, and I think part of it, too, you have... And it's unmeasurable. It's hard to really know. But looking at JSN, he's very much like a Cup. He's very similar, very tactician, very route. How much is bringing Cup in helped him? Like, I don't know. You have to imagine, because they talked about Cup was like, he's like, I want to help teach the next, like, he was very much helping learn.
Yeah.
But you just have to, like, that kind of looks like Cup when he was younger.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like Cup is really that old, but, he's definitely
he's
taken.
in his 30s, right?
Right. He's definitely taken him under his wing, and I'm sure given him some tips that have helped.
So McDonald's got to get credit for that, because, like, you go pick up Cooper Kupp, who's kind of washed, but really it's not about what Cooper Kupp can produce. It's more about what he can do for your...
Yeah,
and he's producing
get
as
the
well.
most out of your superstar.
He's producing as well. Like, let's not act like he didn't. He played a huge role in that game.
Yeah, he got a touchdown against his old team.
Over team. So,
and did he won the Triple Crown, didn't he? Or
with them
with the Rams?
Yes.
Okay. I knew he had the most yards, and I thought he had the most catches, but I couldn't remember if he had the most.
I think it was Super Bowl MVP.
Okay. He was arguably one of the best receivers when he was doing that.
And you can't even get mad at the Rams too, because it's like they have a great. I mean, they got Devontae and Puka, right? And unlike JSN, like Puka's arguably number 1, number 2 wide receiver in the entire league right now.
Yeah.
So like, not at all saying Puka Nacua is not him, because he is, but he's not the same as Coop. Like he doesn't have as much to learn from Cooper Kupp because their styles are so different.
Right.
He was much more valuable going to someone like Seattle because JSN and Cooper Kupp are very similar in how they operate on the field.
Well, and I mean, I think you were kind of doing the same thing with Devontae Adams, like trying to mentor Puka.
Much more his style, and still has a little bit more in him.
Yeah.
While Cooper Kupp won the Triple Crown and stuff like that, I don't think anyone thinks Cooper Kupp at his best was Devontae.
No, from an natural talent aspect, no. He worked really hard.
Yeah.
He had great chemistry with his quarterback.
Yes.
And he was a great tactician.
Yeah. So I think it's just crazy that it's like you got 2 virtually brand new coaches, 2 brand new quarterbacks, and it just shows if you have a good one and a good quarterback and a good coach, like you can pretty quickly turn things around.
Well, good quarterback on a rookie contract.
Yes, that helps a lot too. Well, Darnold's not on a rookie contract.
Not for Darnold, but definitely got him at a discounted.
Like 10, 15 million?
Oh, he's making more than that.
You think so?
But he's on a...
Maybe 2025? I don't...
Yeah. We'll check that out later. But
yeah. I mean, he's not a ton.
He's not making like the 40, 50 million.
And apparently, I don't know this is true, so don't come at me.
He's on a team-friendly contract.
But I also heard that when he came, like, the contract that he was offered is the same thing the Vikings offered him. They were like, we'll pay you the same. The only difference is he was going to be the backup for the Vikings.
Okay.
And Seattle's like, no, you're our starter. And so he's like, well, I'm going to Seattle then.
Yeah.
Which, as you should. And that's going to be the thing. If he goes and wins the Super Bowl, like, what does that mean for Kevin McConnell and the Vikings? Because, like, you had this person in the building. And, yes, he looked not great in those last 2 games.
I mean, it just tells you what kind of pressure J.J. McCarthy's going to have next year.
Well, and I hope he does. I root for everyone. I hope he does. He seems like a good kid. I hope he gets it. But, like, I don't see it. And that's – the problem is they're like one of those teams that's just good enough. It's really hard to go get a high pick.
Yeah.
And this draft, I mean, I don't know. We could talk about that all day. This draft was looking sad, tired. The Jets are up a creek. They got all these picks.
The Jets have to try and trade back. I mean, they might go for...
But what if the 2 players they traded away, right?
Yeah.
Sauce Gardner and who they trained to the Cowboys.
I mean,
I should know this.
Your team.
I want to say DeForest Buckner. That is not accurate.
No.
I don't remember right now.
Yeah, I know it's a D tackle. Quinnen Williams.
Quinnen Williams. So Quinnen Williams and Sauce Gardner. If they were coming out in this draft, they'd go 2-3.
Probably. Oh,
you'd get Mendoza would go number 1.
Yeah.
Quinnen Williams is going number 2. Sauce Gardner, even we know him, probably going number 3 right now. So you traded away what would be the best picks you could have out of this entire draft. And you're like, great, you got a first round pick, but like you're not going to be able to get a comparable player. This draft is not great.
I mean, there's some star wide receivers in this draft. There are a couple edge rushers that could be difference makers. I don't know.
But most of them are ranked. Like if they were in some of the other drafts, they'd be set, like at best high second rounds. So like some of this, like if they were like in past years, like the difference between 2 and 8 is like huge. Right now they're looking at it, and a lot of like experts are looking at the draft saying like 2 and 8 is going to be almost the same. Like it's not that big of a difference. It's just not a really top heavy draft. You have a few players here and there, but it's not like you're not going to change the trajectory of your organization this year. Like if you're banking on the 2026 NFL draft to change the future of your organization, there's always people that come out. So I'm not saying it can't happen.
Yeah, there's
but
going to be
any
stars
expert
that
would
come
look
out
at
of
you
this
and
draft.
go, "This is not the draft to do it in. Trade back to next year." Because NIL is completely messed up.
Yeah,
How it is. I mean, I forget the number exactly, but something like 3 years ago, there was like 170 eligible players declared for the draft. So they still had years left, whether it's junior, senior. They had years they could keep playing. And this year it's less than 40.
Yeah.
Because like you have that left tackle at Vol State gets paid $750,000 a year to come back and play in college. Hey, we'll pay you again. And you might get drafted in the 7th round, but probably get cut, and then you're going to be on some practice squad where you're maybe going to make $150,000 to $200,000 a year. Yeah, I'll stay at Vol State one more year, man.
Yeah, and on top of that, I mean, you're talking about them also being able to probably finish degree.
But it's just all of the things. It's just there's no reason.
There's a lot of perks to stay in college at this point, unless if you're like a true first round guy.
Yeah, if you're Mendoza right now, you're gonna come out and you're come out. You got to do that, especially on what you're coming off of. You're only gonna go down from here. Like
yeah, I mean, I really thought
the only reason you would I don't think he can. I think he has to declare Mendoza. I don't think he has an option of going back.
No, he could have gone back.
Could he? But the only reason someone like that would think about it if you're like, I don't want to go to the Raiders. But there's whoever goes number 1 is not going to a good team. So like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
By definition, it's the worst team in the league. Now there's better, worse teams. Obviously
there's better organizations.
Yeah, you look at the Bears versus.
Yeah, Mendoza's going to be taken care of in Vegas. He's going to have Brady watching over him. He's going to have a lot of things that will be working for him.
Yes.
So, regardless, I think it's going to be a fun Super Bowl. I think the other things that have been interesting this last week are some coaching hires.
Yes. So
we've been talking about how important it is to find the right guy.
I mean, so we touched on it briefly. Joe Brady.
Yeah, with the Bills.
Got hired promoted with the Bills.
Right, he was offensive coordinator.
There was talks about getting rid of him halfway through the season. Like you're in like game 5 or 6, and they're like, "Is he going to be our OC next year?"
Yeah.
And which is kind of like, look, we talked about it last week. We're not like saying Sean McDermott was the end all be all, but like, what are you going to do? Like there didn't seem like some good in like. Is this really because talk about the pressure there? It's if you're not the bare minimum is the AFC Championship.
Yeah, you have to be pushing.
You have to be, and I would argue say if you lose the AFC Championship, it needs to be to Patrick Mahomes in the Kansas City or to Lamar Jackson. Like anyone else you lose to, it's just you're fired. Like not acceptable. Maybe not fired, but it's just. That pressure is going to be insane.
They were going to be fighting to win the division.
Yeah.
Like, they got to start there because the Patriots are
in the Super Bowl.
in their division now.
Yeah, you got Vrabel and, you know. So that was a crazy one. And then, I don't know if you saw, Brian Daboll got hired on with the Titans as their OC.
No, I didn't.
So you have Saleh
Okay.
and Daboll. And if Saleh, unlike when he was at the Jets, because there he decided, like, he's a phenomenal defensive coordinator. And then he goes to the Jets and he's like, I'm a CEO head coach. But why? But you're so good at defense. That's what you're supposed to be doing.
Right.
So if he calls the defense and Brian Daboll calls the offense on the Titans, that just turned from a joke to like, oh, this could really do something. Like, they are both phenomenal at their side of the ball.
It's going to be like Remember the Titans a little bit.
I mean, yeah, because you have Daboll was head coach more recently. And
Yeah. I think that's
the
gonna
Bald
be fun.
brothers, they're both bald. It's going to be some shiny,
Some chrome domes.
some chrome domes.
Yeah, I mean, I've been looking forward to see what the Titans can do. Obviously, they got to prove some things.
Yeah.
I don't think that they're going to turn around like
No.
the Patriots did this year, but, you know, they should be interesting to watch.
Yeah. Cleveland Browns got Todd Monken. It's the Cleveland Browns. We'll see. I mean, there's nothing you could tell me. You could say Andy Reid went there, and I go, well, what mistake did he make? Why? Like, you know what I mean? It's just such a, like, who are they going to get quarterback-wise? Like, what are they going to do?
After how bad a year the Ravens had offensively, I just don't understand how Todd Monken got a head coaching job.
He's the defensive, isn't he? Wasn't he the D coordinator?
No,
No, that was Jesse Minter, sorry.
Yeah, he was the offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
Wasn't Minter at Green Bay?
Minter was at the Chargers.
Oh, okay.
He was the OC for
Yeah,
Jim Harbaugh, and used to work for the Ravens back in the day.
Okay.
It kind of came because the Harbaughs, they just trade people. You take this guy, I'll take it. Okay, he's good. You take this. Okay. It's very much that. So it's Jesse Minter. I mean, like, he's a great offensive minded or defensive minded. So
you talking about Minter or are you talking about Monken?
Minter is. I'm so tired. I don't know. But yeah, no, Minter is the offense. Yeah, right? I don't know. Anyways, we're just going to move on because
we talked about Minter last week.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, we'll see.
But yeah, we'll see what Todd Monken can do. I don't know the Browns. I don't think that's going to get them anywhere. I don't think that's going to change anything.
I mean, I don't.
Doesn't move the needle.
It's great, and I'm sure Todd's getting a payday. But we'll see. Let me see what you can do, and then we'll talk. I don't know. I'm not holding my breath. And then Mike McCarthy, the old Cowboys head coach, reunited with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
As the head coach of Pittsburgh, which you got to wonder, is he going to keep Aaron Rodgers? Because he might be like, absolutely not. Like, let's just. He's like, I'm not doing another season of that. Just we'll figure it out.
No, I think that they'll stay together, and I think Rodgers will play one more year for the Green Bay Steelers, and we'll see what happens. But yeah, again, that's another one. I don't feel like it moves the needle. Like, I don't
know.
think Mike McCarthy is better than.
So here's the only thing I would say. What they've needed is an offensive juice. And love, hate, or indifferent, Mike McCarthy had good offenses everywhere he went. He knows offense and he knows quarterbacks. Dak Prescott is not a Pro Bowl All-Pro quarterback. He is not a Hall of Fame quarterback. And he had some of the best years under that. So if I'm gonna have a young quarterback, that's 100. Yeah, Mike McCarthy is someone I would want.
But what are you trying to do this next year?
And he's Midwest. He's tough.
Are you thinking play with Rodgers for another year? Try to find a quarterback you can groom over this next year?
No. See who I got in the room. Sorry, Aaron, we're done.
Yeah, you think so?
I mean, if I were him, that's what I'm just like, because all Rodgers is going to do, best case scenario, is hurt my draft stock. Whereas I want to fully understand what I have in the building. He's not the future. I'm not here for 1 year, right? I'm not trying to do this limp along thing that Pittsburgh has been doing, and that's all Aaron Rodgers is at this point. I'm sorry, he's a limp along quarterback. Like, he's good, and he's still better than a lot, but they don't have enough offense for him to make enough of a difference. You need to see what you have in other people.
Okay.
And that's just me. They'll probably keep him.
Yeah. I got a feeling they'll probably keep him. He'll get hurt. He'll mentor one of the young guys, and they'll end up probably having to draft somebody in the
Go trade for Shedeur Sanders, and he'll come over.
Shedeur Sanders,
Joe Flacco.
the Pro Bowl quarterback.
Yeah, that Pro Bowl has been a joke. They should stop calling it They should just stop doing football. Play tic-tac-toe. Like, stop acting like you're doing anything football related.
What was the stat that I saw? I think since the year 2000, there have been, to qualify, you need 200 passes in a season. Like, quarterback rating after 200 passes in a season.
Yeah.
Shedeur Sanders, of the 369, I think, that qualify for that, he's 362nd.
Oh, it's only views. That's all that matters now.
Right.
It's not who's, because especially when you have like Josh Allen turning it down to do the AT&T Open.
Yeah.
And you have people just like, no, I'm not doing this. Then like, it's just like, well, who's going to get me views? And Shedeur Sanders will get you views. And if you're trying to get, at the end of the day, anyone who doesn't understand that while they care about football and all of that stuff, ultimately it's the TV deals.
The question is, who gets more screen time, his dad or him?
Have him come out and coach one of the flag football things and have Dion coach the opposing team of Shedeur for flag football.
Well, I think it's
crazy.
Jerry Rice and Steve Young this year are the coaches.
Against each other. That's odd. That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. It's one of those things I'm not.
Yeah, I won't be watching.
That's like Todd Monken of the Browns. Congratulations, man. Like, oh, okay. That's not going to change what I watch this next year. That's not going to change how I think about the franchise. It's not like, oh my gosh, Shedeur's playing. No, I'm not. I don't.
Yeah, I just found it hilarious that somebody that threw more picks than touchdowns is in the Pro Bowl.
As we were talking about, who backup for Lamar made it a couple years back, and you're like, well, he's a great back. Like, that's Pro Bowl. Like, what are we doing?
Huntley was winning games. I think he had a winning record when he did that.
Sure, but this is the Pro Bowl talk. Okay. Oh, we didn't even touch on this. The most audacious news I've heard.
No.
Bill Belichick
didn't make it.
Didn't make first ballot Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Which is the most insane thing I've heard all week.
Yeah.
Because get
40 of the 50 votes that he needed.
Top 4 football coaches of any league ever. Like, if you had a Mount Rushmore of football coaches, including college, there's 2 we can agree on probably.
Lombardi.
Yeah, Lombardi. But I'm saying he's making it even if you include college.
Oh,
top 4 college and pro. I'm saying if you look at top 4 football coaches, like Bill Belichick is arguably the best football coach ever.
Yeah. But
and you're like,
names like Madden would be up there.
No,
but he didn't have.
I don't think
that long of a career though.
Yeah, and I say I don't even think you could put Madden in the same category as Bill Belichick. I think he's a next tier.
As many championships as Bill won, yes, he should be absolutely.
And I'm not saying Madden wasn't a great coach. He just did it. He won one championship and he went into broadcasting. A lot of his name came. He was a great coach, but a lot of his name came from broadcasting.
Right.
If you take out the broadcasting
and video game.
Yeah, if you take all that out and the name recognition and just look at his coaching career,
yeah,
sure, Hall of Fame, but he's not.
Winning percentage, he was incredible.
Yeah, he's not Lombardi. He's not, you know.
He didn't have the longevity to really say, okay, yes, you are one of the greatest coaches of all time.
And maybe he could have been. I don't know.
But, if you're trying to look at it kind of like Gronk, okay, you were great for a few years. You are arguably one of the greatest tight ends of all time. Like, it gets into the longevity question, which you
But he also, how many Super Bowls did he have? 3? Gronk had 3 rings. So you're going to say in a short time, but in a short time you got 3 rings.
Did he get 3 or did he get 4?
I think he got 3. 3 or 4. Regardless, he got at least 3 rings. Yeah. Once again, we're not dogging on John Madden, but in that same comparison, John Madden got 1. And you're like, so if you played 3 seasons in the NFL, you were the number 1 receiver on your team for all 3 seasons and won the Super Bowl all 3 seasons, yeah, you can get into the Hall of Fame with 3 years. No problem. Because you were the best on the best team for those three things. Like,
well, I mean, we've talked about it before. You break Brady's career into 3 7-year like categories.
3 Hall of Fame careers.
Yeah, it's 3 Hall of Fame careers.
Well, and then you have Gronk come back. Oh no, he had 4 because he had 3 with the Patriots and then came back and won another one with Tampa Bay.
Right.
So that I think solidifies because it's like, oh, he could have played longer. I think he was supposed to get traded to the Lions. No, I think the Patriots were traded to the Lions and he's like, oh no, I retire.
Yeah.
And they're like, what? And they're like, yeah, I retire. You can't trade me because I'm retired. And so like they actually had to trade for him to the Patriots when he came back.
Yeah.
But I mean, anyway, I love him or hate him. Like, who are these people voting? Like, you should be drugging the street tarred and feathered. I'm not a fan of him as a person, but that doesn't matter. This is the Hall of Fame.
I don't know if people are trying to make the point of Brady carried you. Like, I don't know if that's what they're trying to get out of this.
I don't think it is. I think it's because he's been an a-hole to the press, and people don't like him.
Okay.
Which, yeah, same. Kind of a jerkwad. I'm not a fan of him as a person either.
That
doesn't change the fact that he is, without a doubt, a first ballot Hall of Fame coach. The most winningest coach. When he was not a head coach, a coordinator at the Browns, his defensive game plan is already in the Hall of Fame. Before he ever became a head coach, he already had one of his defensive game plans put in the Hall of Fame. And then he went on to win 6 more Super Bowls. And then you're going to be like, nah, it's not a first ballot. If he's not a first ballot, there is no such thing. Like, it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, if Belichick doesn't get it as a first year
which he didn't.
Guy, right. If he doesn't, then I think you're setting the precedence of there should be no coach in the future that should ever be a first ballot Hall of Famer.
If he does not deserve it, no one does.
Yeah.
And not necessarily saying there's no one that's better than him. Did anyone else win 6 Super Bowls?
Right. I think it's just basically you're saying.
Sorry.
Like you said, I think it's got to be personality.
Oh, and then of course, I mean, he's taken it to a new level. He's probably hurt himself this year because I don't know if you heard, like, so he's at Carolina, right?
Yeah.
Which he will not allow any Patriot scouts in his facility. That might have changed recently, but early on it was like he wouldn't do that. There was other teams that he was like, no, you're not allowed in my facility. Was just playing like petty butthurt stuff.
Okay.
And, well, like, hey, you do what you can do. Who are we to dogs? Sometimes if we had that power, we might do the same thing sometimes.
Yeah.
But he didn't help his case, but all of that doesn't matter. Unless it's something like you had with like Pete Rose or Barry Bonds where it's like, I don't agree with that, but at least there's like, at least there was something you like broke the rules and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's like,
outside
love him or
of
hate
Deflategate.
or other things probably, but I think he was actually the one for Harbaugh filming. I'm just kidding. Anyways, that's a full football episode right there.
Yeah.
We are going to dive back into week 3, part 3 of our series starting off the year. Building a faith that lasts. This week we are kind of talking about disciplines or discipleship, whatever you want to be.
Yeah.
Told you it's late. Spiritual disciplines don't create faith, but they do help sustain it. Emotions, like, Jocko Willink, his quote is, motivation is fleeting, discipline is reliable. Like, this is not some of those things to be like, we're not trying to be legalists or all that kind of stuff, but this is about creating habits that can help you grow and sustain growth over time.
And really creating discipline changes your mindset for a lot of things. You start to look more long-term of everything that you're doing, and you have delayed gratification. And I think that's something that is really important to try to shift your mindset on is delayed gratification.
Well, I think that we'll tie into this too. And I think there's something about, like we talked about over the freeze, right? I know, but like, I normally wake up between 3:30 and 5 every day.
Okay.
During the freeze, I woke up between 5 and 6. A little bit later, still got up every day, still worked out every day. And people are like, why? Just take the time, rest, don't do it. I was like, because that's what I do.
Right.
Like there's just something to be said about because that's what I do. Right.
It's your discipline, it's your regimen.
And part of it is, and honestly, why did I do it? Because I'm too weak to start back up. I know if I don't these 3 days, I wouldn't have done it once things got back to normal. Like it would have been another week of not doing anything, and then I would have just gotten in this habit of being late. So it was just like I know that it took me so much effort to create these habits. I am too weak to do it again. I'm just gonna keep them going. Like I can't. I'm not gonna stop because this is not a look how awesome I am. This is like no. I'm super weak, and I just realized that and admit it, and I'm like don't do that.
Well, being self-aware is also
especially this time. It's we've already quitting day is already coming on.
What is quitting day?
Second Friday in January.
Oh, everybody's quitting their
It's by
resolutions.
that. I think I don't know the exact number. Something like 70 to 80% of people have already quit or failed the resolution by that day.
Wow.
Yeah, second Friday in February or January. Yeah, it's
Okay.
2 weeks basically is what makes it.
Yeah.
And so, like, kind of, rolling into, like I said, motivation is fleeting, discipline is reliable. So, like, what are spiritual disciplines to you?
I mean, discipline in general is just kind of finding a rhythm and just a habit that you're forming continuously and something that you're looking forward to, that you're trying to get better and improve yourself.
I think it's important, right? Because this word to separate. So there is, and we're talking about both, which is why it's important to call this out. We're talking about discipline, which is doing what you said you were going to do long after the feeling you said it has left you.
Okay.
Following through, keeping a promise to yourself. That's what having discipline is, or being disciplined. We're also talking about disciplines, which are practices and habits.
Okay.
Right? These can work together. Sometimes being disciplined can help you apply the disciplines, and sometimes doing the disciplines can actually help you be disciplined. Yeah. Because it's just, because I get up every day and I read a chapter of a book, and that is helping me. Craig Rochelle talks about like anchor things. Like to him, it's flossing his teeth.
Okay.
He has looked at his own life, and when he flosses his teeth, he is more productive in those days. He gets more done. He is more confident. He is all these things. Because to him, mentally, it is, I have done this thing. I have done something that most people don't do already. And it's that, like, and James Clear talks about it and how to, like, anchor things. Like, so to him, he's a better day with that. It's not like there's anything magical about flossing your teeth. He just, for him, those are anchor things. And so, like, one thing for me is I have, like, a devotional I do first thing in the morning, and I read a chapter of a book. And it's different some days. I mean, I've stopped doing 4 at a time, like 2 at a time right now. But like those are, when I do that, I have a better day. And when I don't, it's just a little more chaotic. Right? Okay. So those help me be more disciplined throughout the day. Because now I'm someone who reads and I'm someone who studies. Right?
Okay.
But it's really going to be, if you look at John 15, 4 and 5, it talks about like, I am the vine, you are the branches. If you remain in me and I in you, apart from me, you can do nothing. That's really what these disciplines are, is helping you stay attached to the vine. Like that's really, it's not saving you. It's not building your faith. What it is helping you stay more connected to the Creator.
Helping you build that relationship, not just maintain it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think like, why do disciplines matter, right? Especially like this whole series is geared towards like we have a lot of students that are graduating high school, going to college. We have some that are graduating college, going to the real world, older people that are transitioning, new jobs, getting married, all of these things. And so like this is all about creating discipline. So when we transition through that, we can maintain growth and maintain positive movement. And so like, I would say disciplines matter more. They're made in the easy times, but matter in the hard times.
And I think a key thing about these is when your life is going through so many different variables or changes, having those ties you into, okay, I know what I can do today, especially doing it first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
It's, okay, I'm setting up my mindset. I'm setting up who I am. I know that I'm a child of God. I know that I am in this book. Here's something I can focus on today. And let's approach the day with the mindset of I am a child of God. And that's first and foremost.
Right. And when you ground yourself, I mean, one thing, I love it. I sent it to the group, but Shane and Shane, you heard of them? They're worship artists. They have something called the Worship Initiative. Yeah. And they've started like a devotional. It's like 10 to 16 minutes. It's all recorded. So you have a different person each day, and they kind of break down a song. So it's not only this little devotional, but it's also like worshiping out loud. Okay. And it's like it's a game. I think it's easy. It's simple. It's first thing in the morning. And it's just like, man, you start off your day with some gratitude and worshiping the Lord of the universe. Like, you want to get your head straight.
Yeah.
And once again, we talk about it all the time. Who can't get 15 minutes? Especially, you actually don't have to read anything. You just press play and they'll talk to you. And it's like this nice soothing voice because it's in the morning. And it's just like awesome. And it's just like, it's not like an overproduced worship song. Everything they do, they're doing it in. So it's like a guitar and maybe a djembe. Like, that's it. Like, okay. It is very stripped down. But like, those are things like that. Like, people want some fancy morning routine. Be like, no, bro, I press play on a 12-minute audio clip and sing one song. And depending on what I'm feeling, I put on a few more songs after that. Like, it's the little things. And that means way more to my day than did I read a chapter of James.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, James Clear says you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems, right? He was talking about businesses, right? It doesn't matter what your goals are. If you don't have the systems in place to attain that, you're never going to do that. You're going to always fall to your systems. So it's the same with disciplines. Disciplines and systems can be interchangeable. It does not matter what your goals are. If you don't have disciplines in place to get to there, you're always going to fall to that. It's like people are like, I want to be a millionaire. Well, why don't you start doing things that a millionaire does? How many books do you read right now? How do you take care of your physical health? Where are you investing? Oh, none of that? Okay, so you either don't understand what it takes to be a millionaire or you don't want to be one.
Right.
But I was like, people are like, well, I don't like reading. I was like, then you shouldn't like being a millionaire because there's a reason why there's a saying that says readers are leaders. Like,
you learn from other people's
mistakes. Yeah, so what is it? A smart man learns from his own mistakes. A wise man learns from other people's.
Yep.
You know, wise is more fun than smart. I'm just saying. Matthew 26 says, watch and pray so you'll not fall into temptation. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. It is, you know, and through that it's talking like it's Jesus going into the garden and all this stuff with his disciples. But it's really like, and even in that, he had the discipline of going away and praying. And it's like that, because even he was talking, you know, in that same vein, he was like, God, Lord, take this cup from me, but thine will be done, not my own. Like, it's his disciplines when his flesh wanted to just give in. Like, his flesh did not want to die and suffer.
Right.
But being in the discipline of getting away and be connected to the vine helped him stay strong.
Yeah.
This is the best term, right?
Yeah, I don't know how we can reiterate enough. How you start your day is crucial in being successful.
Yes. And I would say how you end your day too.
Yeah.
Because you want to know a little trick? How you end one day is how you start the next. They've actually done studies that what you're thinking before you go to sleep directly affects the mood you wake up in.
Okay.
Even if, and they can't perfectly track thoughts, but they believe that the last thought you think before you go to sleep is the first thought you think when you wake up. Like, you can see, like, I know when I go to bed agitated, I wake up like, it's very much this transitional state because your body goes into this whole thing. We're not going to get the science of it because I'm not a scientist. But, like, so, like, what you're meditating on at the end of the day and what you're thinking, meditating, thinking, pontificating, whatever words you want, is going to how the next day starts. And so it's important to know that and, I mean, try to spend the day, like, when I go to sleep, I'm just like, I'm kind of like, people, you get this bad thing, they're like, oh, they fell asleep while praying. Like, why is that a bad thing? Like, I've never understood when you're like, so you mean you were, like, resting in the Lord? Weird. So, like, that's really, like, I used to watch TV or stuff like that, and I don't want to sound, like, holier than thou, but I just kind of sit there and, like, talk to God when I fall asleep. And so, like, I fall asleep 99% of the time just talking to God.
Okay.
And so, like, well, if that's the last thing I was doing before I go to bed, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's probably, and just processing through my day and debriefing and all of that stuff and just like, and so, but it really does help. But yeah, and then if you want to, how you start off your day, like if you don't have a morning routine, and I'm not saying like I'm going to get up and try to, no. Like, do what you say you're going to do. Decide when you're going to get up and get up. Stop pressing snooze.
Yeah.
Get out of bed and
numerous times is the worst.
It's the worst for you in so many reasons. Like, first of all, you're telling yourself subconsciously that I don't follow through on what I said I was going to do, which is not good. Also, they've done studies on what it does to you, especially because phone alarms are the worst because they don't build. They're like this abrupt. So when your phone alarm goes off, it actually sends you into fight or flight and dumps dopamine in your brain every time it goes off. So when you snooze 12 times, you have already put your body through the same fight or flight as a whole day would have put you through. And you wonder why you're tired. Yeah. Because you're just draining your dopamine receptors and draining your body by doing that. But it's also just like, just do. If you wake up at 5, like I have 2 alarms. Like, and they're 2 minutes apart. It's just kind of one, if I almost is falling asleep, it's like, get up and get out, right? But it's like, just get up. That sounds, sorry to sound simplistic, but like, just do something. And everyone's day is different. You don't have to wake up at 3 or 4. Like, you got to figure out what your day is. I'm an insane person. I like to be up like 3 or 4 hours before I have to leave the house to do a million things. You don't have to do that. If you've got 3 kids, you can't do that.
I've got one. I've got one alarm.
Oh, 1 alarm. I thought you said 1 kid. I was like, no, sir, you have 3 kids. You really are tired. I was like, no, I've met them.
I can only do 1 alarm.
It's actually gotten better for me is having a wife because they wake her up a lot more than wake me up. And after that one, she goes, you better get out of bed. If that goes off again, like.
See, now, and obviously if the kids wake us up, the kids wake us up. But Megan is the one that will have like 12 alarms.
She's the me, though. She's like the heavy sleeper. You're like my wife. That's like...
It drives me absolutely nuts. She'll turn them off like one after the other. And after like the 3rd one, I'm like, I'm going to break your phone.
I don't know how my wife's alarms work. They're like the quietest. She has it like on volume 2. And it like works. And she's like, oh, yeah. And I'm like, that's the cutest thing ever. Like, I can barely hear that. And that... wakes you up.
Your body has been trained to listen for that sound specifically.
Well, and some of it's also just going through how you're like. She came from not a loud environment, stuff like that. Like you've met my family, we're not quiet. And so it's just very, very different, right? And so like some of these things. Obviously, we talked about time in prayer. We're time in the Word, time with God.
Just make sure you keep the habit. Like, keep the habit, keep the discipline. Find that time to do it. Because when you do it, it changes your day.
Yeah. John Maxwell says, small disciplines repeated daily lead to great achievements over time. It's like small steps in the same direction. Like, we want to do these big things, but it's like, man, what would it look like if, like when I first started working out more and stuff like that or reading more, it wasn't like I'm going to do this for the next 5 years. It's like, man, I want to work out 4 times this week. That's it.
Yeah.
There was no how much, how long. I just want to work out 4 times this week. And I'm going to be honest, man, there are days that I have a workout that it's, an hour and 15 minutes and I hit 3 sets of everything and I'm kicking butt. And then there's days that I'm like, I did 1.5 sets of a few things, and that's the energy I got today. And but that's what I want my bad days to be. My bad days, I worked out for 15 minutes.
Right.
And so it's just raising your floor, but you don't get there overnight. It started by just being like, when I first started, I was like 4 times a week for like 10 minutes. I was like, I could do like 15 push-ups, and I'm like, I'm white.
Yeah.
And now I'll do 100. Like, it's easy, right? But you don't get there. It takes time. And, like, I wish if we just looked at everything like we look at the gym, like life, like we do at the gym, like, it's going to hurt. And that's the point.
Yeah. you want muscle growth? You got to put in the time. You got to put in the effort, and
you're gonna hurt.
Get there.
Do you want life growth? It's gonna hurt.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to sacrifice things. You're gonna have to give things up. You're gonna have to do that. But I mean, it's the small disciplines now are gonna make it so much more rewarding in the future.
Yep. And along with those, when you come across the seasons of a ton of variation, it'll help be that calm in your storm. And
that's why it's like I love that Scripture talks about Scripture, right? Like this, like we can't harp on this enough. Like 2 Timothy, right? All Scripture is inspired by God and is profitable for teaching, rebuking, correcting, and training in righteousness, so that the man of God may be complete, equipped for every good work. Like, I always think back to like when Paul, when he's like having this existential crisis, like, why do I do what I don't want to do and I don't do what I want to do? And it's just like, I don't understand why there's all this stuff. And it's just like, so often we were like, I want to spend more time with God, or I want to read more and I want to do this. It's like, what if you just like fell more in love with God? It's like, do you want to spend more time or less time with your wife the more you love her? More. Right? It wasn't like, man, I just want to figure out how to, when we're both were dating our wives, it's not like I just want to, it was, I loved you, so I wanted to spend more time with you. Not necessarily like, I'm just going to spend more time with you and eventually I'll like just fell more in love, and it just kind of comes out of that. It's a much easier way than be like, well, I have to put in the hours. And you're like, that's a horrible way to look at a relationship. Well, I've got to put the hours in. If we have 13 dates, then I'll find a wife. Like, no, that's horrible. But if you're just like lost in it, having love, like it's not, I don't know how many dates, like I remember some of them and they blur together, but it's just like you were just in love, having fun with each other. It's the same with your walk with God. Like so often we want to be like, I wish I had the desire to read more, and I wish I shared my faith more and stuff like that. Be like, man, you just need to fall more in love with God.
So what have you found that it helps you to have that passion?
I mean, long consistency in the same direction. Once again, I wish I had something fancy to say. It's the same thing I've said a million times, right? It's things like and I'm always looking for ways, like, I think part of it is I'm always looking for ways to improve. So that Shane and Shane devotional, I only found it like a week ago.
Okay.
I've been doing that for like 1 week. But I listen to people farther ahead than me. So I look at people that have been faithfully following after Christ for 15, 20, 30 years. People that I look up to and go, hey, what are you doing? And then I stop trying to be smart and I just do what they say to do. Like so often we want it to be like, well, I don't agree. Shut up. I do not care what you agree with. I don't care. Like, why don't you just do what someone has, what you want does? And so like, I just look at myself and be like, shut up. Doesn't matter what you do. This is what they do. And if you want to be like that, I'm going to do what they do.
Yeah.
And just like, there's something to be said about just being obedient. And when someone you looked up and goes, you should look at this, it's changed how I view in the morning, I go, all right. And then same, it's like, I had mentors that were like, hey, leaders are readers. It's good to read at least a chapter, a book a day. Okay, well, we're going to just start off the day with that. And I'm just going to do it. And not every chapter is as good as the last chapter. Not every day I want to go through it. Sometimes you get a book and that chapter 2 is like 50 pages. And you're like, well, might be a 2-day chapter. And then sometimes you get in there and it's a 4-page chapter and you're like, I'm reading 2. Like, but it's just doing the thing you said you were going to do. I think there's something to be lost on that. Like being obedient. Like, what is it? There's this quote, right? James 1:2, it says, be doers of the word, not only hearers, deceiving yourselves. There's a quote that says, many believe in God, but few trust him enough to obey. Like, if you believe in God, that's awesome. But you know who else believes in God?
The devil.
Yeah. So like, you know, but it's not just believing, it's the obedient.
Yeah.
And so it's like, or like faith isn't proven by what you say you believe, but what you're willing to obey. So you say you love God. Well, how much time do you spend in his word? How much time do you spend talking about him? And this is not designed to be a guilt trip. This is not designed to be, I'm better than you. This is not that whatsoever. And this is not even say you need to force yourself to read more I honestly am saying your prayer should be like, God, just reveal yourself more to me. Like I just want to fall more in love with God, because all that other stuff is an overflowing. It says out of the overflow of your heart, so your mouth will speak. And so it's just falling. And how is it? Get involved at your church. Like if you're not involved, well, then you're not following the outline of like what God designed for community. And so like, that's also how I fall more in love, like getting to see what God does through our students, through other people's lives, getting front hand seats to watch the transgression. Like that makes me fall more in love with him. Spending time outdoors makes me fall more in love with. Are you in community group? Same thing. Not just, they don't have to be students or kids or stuff or just serving, but like community groups, doing life with people and watching what God can do in others' lives. I also get that through reading, right? I read a lot of stuff about other, like I love history. I just finished some books on William Wilberforce. And you know who that is?
Nope.
Oh, that's so sad. William Wilberforce is probably the leading, he was in British Parliament in the 1800s, the leading voice on abolition of the slave trade, the English slave trade. And like is credited as like probably all abolition of slavery, and was a devout Christian. And so just like reading what other people have done helps, like just gross. I mean, Jonathan Pokluda talks about it all the time. It's like everyone's going to be a little different, but like what stirs your affections for God?
And I think that's the key point, is if you're finding yourself struggling right now in terms of finding joy, finding something that drives you to God, look at the relationship and say, okay, what's something that brings me like childish joy? Yeah. What's something that could possibly reinvigorate this for me? You know, might it be getting in a different group, creating a little new rhythm for yourself, finding something, you know, if
drawing pictures in the morning outside while praying, like, you know, it can be weird.
Yeah. If you're not huge on, you know, reading, okay, how am I going to get this another way? Find somebody that reads scripture to you, you know, find something that will bring you that passion in a format that you enjoy.
And I would say we have to balance the two things, right? Like, and I feel like if you're listening, you kind of hear like, well, you're saying this and you're saying that. And that's exactly right. Because on one hand, I'm saying to an extent, you just need to look at what people that you want have and do what they say you need to do, whether you like it or not. Mm-hmm. Welcome to having a life. I don't just do the parts of my job that I like, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, if you want to get a paycheck, you do these things. So I go, okay. So there's a part that's like, hey, you need to find a way to read some every morning. You need to find a way to have some worship in your word time. No ifs, ands, or buts. Like you need to, if you want to grow in your faith with God, you need to find these things. And honestly, if you want to grow, reading and all these things are great for you, period. But then like, don't feel like you have to do it this way or that way. Like even me and my wife, very different. She loves to read this and read that and sit and drink her coffee and contemplate and go through this. And I like to go through like 3 verses and like tear them down to the bones and like pick them apart and go, you know, exegesis from Genesis. I'm like completely opposite. And I'm going to do a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I'm going to do it while working out. And then I'm going to have worship like while lifting weights. And she's like, that's weird. And I was like, yep. I take little worship breaks in the middle of working out. It's like, it's what works for me. Like people are like, that's weird. And I'm like, yeah, I don't disagree. But I'll literally stop in the middle of a push-up sometimes and like finish a worship song and be like, all right, back to push-ups.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. If you're feeling stagnant, find a different source that's going to help you to like reinvigorate it. You know, if you're not doing anything right now, find something that will help draw you in a little bit that might make it easier for you to get some of those other rhythms. And
it's like obedience doesn't kill your joy, it helps protect it. Like by having these disciplines, and like we all have ups and downs. I mean, these last couple of days, like I'm an extrovert. I love being around people. So these last couple of days, like I get a little depressing. Yeah. It's just I'm not in my best headspace. I'm more frustrated. I'm more kind of whiny and just not in a good, because it's just like I'm built to be up. My wife loves it. She's like, oh, I'm just going to sit and read. She's like, you're the only person I need to see. I'm like, cool. Well, I need about 3,000 more.
Yeah.
But one thing that helped through all that is having these disciplines that, like, even though I didn't feel, and I like being productive, I like getting stuff done. So sitting around the house, I did not feel as productive. But the benefit of having these disciplines kind of helped protect my overall.
Which, I mean, we were talking about earlier. Having those rhythms helps you get through the variable days, the ones that drastically change from your routine.
That's going to be about 50% of them.
Yeah. And when you have kids, even more so.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think we've discussed pretty much where we wanted to go through most of the points of discipline.
Yeah, the last thing I would do is, rest and Sabbath. Like, there's never going to be a time you're going to have more time in your life than now. Maybe when you get 70, but don't wait till then to make changes. That's ask anyone that's there. They don't do that. Like, God created this rhythm of resting on the seventh day, and you got to figure out exactly what that looks for you. Once again, we're not here to be legalists. We're not here to be like that, but you got to look like, I would say it would be wise to get a little legalistic with yourself. Like, I have pretty hard, I do it Saturday night to Sunday night.
Okay.
So Saturday at 7:30, like, I have a work phone. From Saturday at 7:30 to Sunday at 7:30, I don't touch it. I'm not doing it. I'm not responding. It does not matter. Because first of all, there's nothing I'm going to do about it. But second of all, that's my day. It's my day to spend with my wife, to go to the Lord, to do things. You can do things with community and stuff like that, but it's just not for those things. And the earlier you set those boundaries, the easier it is to protect those boundaries.
Yeah.
And the more balanced you're going to be, the more all these things, because it's like, this is, and you're going to be like, that's one more, the world will tell us it's one more day to get things done. That's one more, sure. But God tells us to rest. And so, like, this is part of that being obedient, that it's like, you don't have to understand it, but he did say to do it. So, like, and he knows how, we talked about it last week. He's the creator, so he knows what you need.
And I think a lot of the thing going on with, like, millennials right now is us feeling burnout from work. Just, okay, I've tried to climb the corporate ladder. I've done this. I've been achieving this. All right, I've got to this point. What?
Well, and they've done studies recently that burnout has nothing to do with doing too much.
Yeah.
It has everything to do with doing the wrong things.
Okay.
Because if you find, look at myself, when I had my food truck, there's weeks I work 80, 90, 100 hours a week. I mean, I had one stretch when I had the food truck that I came home once in 3 weeks. And that was just to get some, do a wash. I literally would get back, park the truck, have an air mattress, inflate it on the truck, pass out, wake up 4 or 5 hours later, prep some more, go do the day. And I loved it. You do that same thing somewhere else, couldn't do it. And so, like, when you're in, it's just like at camp. How do we go as long and as hard as we do? There's no way I could do that back here, but we love it. Like, it's something about that. And so, but part of that is we're also not in the, there's also something about camp, why we can do that, is because we're having these rhythms of resting in the morning and having these feedings and all of these things. And so it's like, it's really important to start getting the habit, especially as you go into these crazy seasons with college and jobs and all this stuff, to have a day where you're like, this is not study day. This is not work day. This is you and the Lord and family and community.
Yeah.
And, like, as harsh and as strict you'll be with yourself is the more you're going to get out of it. Like, so, like, that's one that, like, people, I mean, this one always hits me, Psalm 127 too, because I'm a hard worker. I love, as I just said, I love doing things. And it says, in vain you get up early and stay up late, working hard to have enough food. Yes, he gives sleep to the ones he loves. Like, it's like you're doing, if you're not resting, all that's in vain. And that's how you get the people that work and then have heart attacks and all this stuff that like
Yeah.
then they're like, oh, I should maybe like rest some more. Like it's like weird that God knew what you needed. So we'll kind of wrap up like believing God exists costs nothing. Obeying Him costs everything. Like if you kind of hear one thing, it's like find these disciplines that you can do to help you fall in love more. But like no one wants to hear it. It comes down to obedience. If you're always only ever doing what you feel like, you're never going to do much. Like if I only worked out every time I felt like it, first of all, I'd work out some really weird times of the day, and I'd probably get fired because sometimes like 2 in the afternoon, I'd rather just work out. And I'm like, that's how you lose a job. You're like, I'm leaving to go work out. No, you're not. But I would do it, I don't know, 4 times a month.
Well, then you also...
And the more I did that, the less I'd want to. And so then I would just, be watching TV all day.
Oh, and that's like when you're working out just one muscle group. Okay, yeah, my arms. That's my favorite thing to work out. So I'm just going to keep working out arms.
Yeah.
Just ignore the rest of the body because I don't really enjoy.
And then you get it
those.
balanced.
Yeah.
And like ask him when he's done that. It doesn't work too well. And so, yeah, like there's something about, that's one of my favorite definitions is like discipline is doing what you said you were going to do, or commitment is doing what you said you were going to do long after the feelings you set it in has left you. It's really easy on January 1 to be like, I'm going to work out more. Discipline is on March 1 saying, I'm going to keep working out because that's what I said I was going to do this year, regardless of how I feel. And you'd be surprised how many times when you do what you know you need to do, even if you don't feel like it, pretty quickly while you're doing it, you start feeling like it.
Yeah.
I would say by the time I've been working out for 5 minutes, 95% of the time, I feel like it within 5 minutes of starting.
Yeah.
So, any last tidbits? It's a long one, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, I think we pretty much covered it all.
All right, next week we are on to week 4. Perseverance, what to do when faith feels boring, hard, or costly. Just kind of wrapping up this whole thing. And then we'll be talking about the Super Bowl. All right. Like, comment, subscribe, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. We're on Apple, Spotify, all the things. Please like, comment. It really helps if you follow on one of those, subscribe. So thanks. Catch you later. Peace.
Thanks, everyone. Bye. Walk around.
Walk around, man.
Walk up, walk up, walk up. Walk down.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure. We talked.
Todd Monkey.
That's some high quality Diet Coke.
That's some high quality
H2O right there. No, mama said.
I was blessed by an Eskimo.
They were blessed by an Eskimo. Mama said, I'll get it that ornery because they got all them toothlesses and no toothbrush. No, you wrong, Colonel Sanders. You wrong.
The medulla oblongata.
And I love Vicky Valancourt too, mama. We're not finishing that quote. Okay.
Yeah. I was like, yeah,
Well,
we're not going there.
We don't know. All right. This is exclusive on the video. All right. You ready?
Yep.
All right.